Hello, my name is Rose Diamond. I'm the creator of Tribe in Transition, and today I would like to open a conversation with you about death, loss, and grief. Now, these are three very powerful aspects of being human that we all share. They're an inevitable, natural part of life, just as the seasons are. But because in our busy Western culture we've been taught that strong emotions are not very welcome, most of us tend to do our grieving on our own, in private, and often can't even find the language to talk to those nearest and dearest to us about what's going on in our experience. Over the last 2 years, I've been through a very profound transformational process myself, when first my dearest friend and co-creator Woods Elliott died, and then 6 months later, just as I was recovering from my grief over Woods, my brother, my only brother and last family member, also died suddenly and unexpectedly. And these two deaths threw me into a process of loss and grief where I just felt like I'd been really stripped down to the core of myself, and I no longer knew who I was anymore. It was a very confusing, very difficult process to be with. But I came to call it sitting with death because what I did, when you're in that state, there's nothing else you can do anyway. You know, you're really stripped of your powers. And what I discovered, that when I was able to actually find the courage to really stay with all my experiences and embrace them and allow them, and to not label them or not judge myself, not think that there was something wrong with me or that I was sick or I was crazy because I was feeling so intensely, but just to really kind of cradle all these emotions in a loving embrace, that was when I was able to start moving from a place of really not knowing whether I wanted to live or die into a whole new phase of my life. So I'm now 1 year on, and I can only say that I feel more whole and more healthy and younger than I did before. And as well as that, I have a much stronger sense of who I am and what my purpose is and what my next steps are. So I'm really kind of have regained my enthusiasm about life tenfold since this process of going through the process of sitting with death, and the transformation that gave me. And because I've had this experience, I know that if you're going through grief now, if you've lost a loved one, a family member, a partner, a child, even a beloved pet, if you've lost some part of your own being, you know, your health, you've had an accident, you've lost your livelihood, anything really that sort of shakes you to the core and really causes you to question who you are and why you're here. If you're going through that right now, I know that there's nothing I can say that's going to take that pain away. And I don't want to do that, because actually what I discovered is by actually being able to go into the excruciating pain of loss and to face it eye to eye, sit naked with it, that's where the strength and resilience are to be found. But I also know that even though this is a process where we have to do it in a way essentially alone, that it's not being alone in the old way of the stiff upper lip and not asking for help, that there are ways where you can do your unique grieving journey alone and also find support and also have the possibility to find a common language to talk about some of these really difficult experiences. And that's the journey that I'm inviting you to join me on. I will be doing another video very soon and telling you more about my own personal experience over the last couple of years, and then leading on from that into talking more deeply about some of the skills and insights and understanding that I would like to share with you. Thank you for listening.